guys, this is Mr. Michael, and today quickly I want to be showing you how to design a flyer just like the one you're looking at on the screen. I want to show you quickly on how to do that. I might not go deeply into starting up from beginning because of time, so I will just show you guys steps to doing something like this. Let's go quickly to my Photoshop because I'll be using Photoshop to do this. So let's go, guys. So now I want you guys to know that in flyer design there are so many types of flyer designs we have. We have flyer designs for religious purpose, we have for entertainment, we have for businesses, we have for different functions, and the strategy you use to approach each of these flyer is not the same. So you must be aware of that when you are designing for religious purpose, it's not the same approach you use to design for business purpose, or the same approach you use to design for entertainment purpose, because they are not the same sector and they don't function the same way. When you're talking about entertainment flyer, for instance, you need something vibey, you need something very catchy, you need something very lousy kind of. But when it comes to religious purpose, it might not work that way for you to use the idea of the entertainment of design. It might not work that way. And also when you're talking about this business, this is talking about formal events, formal engagement, or formal exercise. So you might not be able to use the vibe kind of feel you have on entertainment flyer on business flyer, because this is business. You understand, there's some business that the audience doesn't tolerate things like that. So you have to be very, very careful on how you approach your flyer. That's one of the reasons why, guys, when you are going to design flyer, don't just pick up flyer design and just go ahead and stamp all the elements you can see around you on it and think you have designed flyer. No, there are stages and there are steps to design this thing, and there are some approaches you need to put in place to ensure you have a very beautiful work at the end of the day. So quickly I'm going to be showing you guys how I achieve this, and it's very simple because I don't want this video to be lengthy. I want to just show you guys a simple way. So the first thing you need to do is that when you are going to design a flyer, you must think about your concept, about your idea. See, let me tell you guys something. One of the things that I've seen that can take your time in design, that can waste your time, that can take your time, that can waste it so much, is when you don't plan for your design before getting it to your system. I've experienced this before, and I can tell you by experience that it can take your time away. But when you have your design well planned out, you can even go to the length of you sketching down your ideas. It's very, very good. It's not a bad idea. What happens to you when you do that is that it makes your work faster, because when you go to your system, you just go with an idea in mind. You already have your idea on ground. You just go into your system to execute that idea you have already visualized, whether on paper or in your mind. But I will advise that if you can have it on your paper, I think it's more realistic than you just have it in your head. You understand? So plan your idea, have your idea in mind, have the mental picture of the idea you want to execute. So when you have that in place, it now tells you the kind of resources you need to bring out the concept. Like this one, for instance, when I had the idea, it's talking about Thanksgiving Sunday. You understand? I have the idea in mind to make it colorful, and also to have some features that has to do with people praising God and things like that. So I went ahead to search for this image. So when I got this image, this is the first thing I need to understand. You need to understand that you need to get your background right. Background matters in your design. You understand? It matters so much. So the first thing I did is that I went ahead to get this image intact. So let me just bring it out from this flyer page. Now this is how the image looks like. Understand? Now if you look at the image we have here, and the one we have here, it's not the same color, right? Yeah, I just tell my students that whenever you download image online, or whenever you download any picture online, I always advise them that they should not just slap the picture on the design like that without them tweaking the picture or editing the picture in a way that it will be different a bit. You get it now? So that's the idea. Don't just pick picture online and just slap it on your design. You must have edited your picture, you must have changed the color, you must have worked on it before you now design with it. You understand? What it does for you is that it just gives your design a little bit of uniqueness, because this picture you are seeing here also will be open to thousands of people out there, both in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, anywhere they are, all over the world, because it's on platform, so it will be open to them. So as you are downloading it, someone else might also go ahead to download it. That means it eventually it might be like your work looks similar. So what I do is that you have to edit your design. When you edit it, what happens is that it will change the feel of your design. You understand? So you can use your camera raw filter to edit your picture, to change the feel of your picture here. Also, you can go ahead to use filter. You can use filter to edit your picture. You can just use the tools displays. Hope you are seeing what you are seeing my cursor on your screen. You can just check the tools in this place to edit your picture. It's very, very important. Or you go to image adjustments and just explore the picture, the tools we have here, just to adjust your picture. Or also in this place, anything that has to do in this place, just explore them to adjust your picture. Yeah. So when I did finish getting my picture, what happens? I look for, because I already have a feel in mind that I want this design to look colorful and also to have some kind of rough effects. I don't want smooth design for this, based on the theme Thanksgiving Sunday. You understand? So I went ahead to get this element too. This element is here. I love some kind of grunge effects on work. So this is a grunge paper that I have here. So I look for this paper to bring out, because I know that the flyer has plenty text. So, and I try to be careful when I'm designing flyer that has text, because if you're not careful, your design will end up having issues, to be overcrowded. You understand? So I have to be very careful with that. So I went ahead to get this picture here. I use it so I can use it to create more white space. I need more white, because this place is already colorful. So I don't want the whole page to be colored because of the text here. And another thing I like to do is that when I'm having this kind of text, for instance, I don't like to, after I've had color, all this place colorful, like the theme of the program, the background is colorful. I like those minor information. Sometimes I like that to just be plain color, like one color, that black or any neutralizer. I just like to just make it plain, so it's not everything not be fighting each other, because when you are designing, you have to make sure you concentrate your audience attention to some particular area, so that they will not be distracted anyhow. And don't forget the issue of hierarchy. Hierarchy is very, very important in your design too. Don't let things compete with each other anyhow. You understand? So I try to put the focus of my audience on one major thing, which is the theme. That's the major thing. The theme, the image. Then later you now go to other features you have on the body of the design. So I got this grunge paper effect. If you go to Freepik, Shutterstock, or all these stock platforms, just type grunge paper, something like that. They should be able to bring this to you, because one of the things you need to understand in design is that you need to understand how to search for keywords. Is very, very important to do your design. It's very, very important you have to search for keywords so you can get the right element for your design. So you have to do that. So when you get the placement, then I begin the first step to change the color of this picture here. The first step I had was that I applied vibrance on this layer here. Then I would like to use 81%. I think I used vibrance like 3 times. Now can you see now that it's already changing the feel of the image of the picture? This is the original picture, though I've edited the picture anyway, using camera raw to make it sharper and a bit solid. But to add more effects, you begin to add vibrance. Now the first one I'll be adding is this first one here. I need like 3 sets of vibrance to give me this feel I have here. So that's this for this background. Then I will go ahead to continue my design. Now the next thing I did is I placed this paper effect on this area, because I need like this kind of space for this design. The next thing I'll do is that the first thing I like to do after I finish this kind of level of background is that I want to position the picture, and also I want to work on the theme, because these are the major things I want to focus on in this design: the theme and also the picture. Because one of the major things I need to also know is that sometimes, most times, not even sometimes, most times, your picture can influence your concept, how the person posed, how your model posed, how the position is, even the dressing, all those things influence your design. One of the things I used to teach my students is that sometimes when you want to design something like this, try and first get the picture of the model. Probably your clients are sending them to you, or you stamp it by yourself, or you want to search online for it by yourself. Try and get your picture first. When you get your picture first, the color you see on the picture sometimes can influence your ideas. And also, don't forget that you can also edit pictures to change the color, change those things. You can do that for your picture, but it's not all cases that you need to be changing picture up and down. There are some works that you don't need to do all those kind of extreme effects on images. There are some works that you need to just use the image and make it real as much as possible, not to be adding some kind of abstract effect on it. No, there are some that you just have to have the image as real as possible with just little editing up here and there. But the fact is that picture can influence your design concept. You get it now? So I first got my picture. So this is how she's posing. This is a full image of the picture. I just feel that this, because this is what my client sent to me, I just feel that this image cannot be cool to stand here. I don't like this idea of this area here. I don't like it. It's just like an excess. Like, it doesn't make sense, because it wouldn't make my idea, my concept to be good enough for me. So I feel I should hide this area, because I don't need it. I don't like this protrusion. I don't like it. This time. So I try to hide. I hid a hand somewhere around this place. Then I feel I'm cool with this kind of posture, because I could use this remaining part to fix all the remaining information I have on the design. So after the picture has been fixed, because I need to make sure that I get my space right this time, and I need negative space too to make sure that to allow my work to breathe. So the next thing I need to get is that I have to type out Thanksgiving Sunday. Understand? I type it out. You guys see, I don't need to be showing you guys how to type that out, because I just want to make sure that this long video is not too lengthy. Understand? After typing it out, I think about, I don't want it to just be flat down like this. I don't want it to be just to be straight like this. I need the feel. I want it to bring the feel of excitement, like thanking God, praise your praises going to heavens to meet God, something like that. So that's why I just thought of tilting it up a bit to show this flow effect. That's why you have it like that, because I used to tell my students that see, everything you do in your design must have meaning. Everything you do in your design must have meaning. That's what I used to tell my students. And I'm telling you guys today that, see, anything you do in your design, let it be purposeful, let it be deliberate, let it be intentional, let it be meaningful. Don't just slap elements in your design because you feel that people are doing it. That's one of the reasons why PT guys are going about using templates, copying up and down, right? Like, you also make sure that you have the reason why you are doing a certain thing in your design. It's very, very important in design world. So this one now, I don't want this Y to lap on her hair, so I have to put the Y down. I have to drag it down to be behind her picture. That's it. So I don't want it to be on it, because it doesn't make sense for this text to be on her hair, because she's the main guest in this program. So the next thing also I did is that I bring in the church name and their logo. So I have to bring in the church name and their logo. And don't forget that when you're working like this, you must also consider your alignment. Are you using right alignment? Are you using center? Are you using left? Or anyone you use? Make sure that everything follows well. You understand? Make sure your alignment is very, very important. Now, if you observe something around this area of my design and this place, it's not the same. Now, what did I do? I picked a color from our clothes, which is green, pick my brush tool. This is it now. I pick right above the picture. I pick the color. I pick my brush tool. I pick the color from her dress. Just pick particular color from her dress, the deep one, kind of. So I pick the picture from her dress, and I have to come up to reduce my flow and opacity. You reduce your flow and opacity. Don't let it to be too solid. Then you paint over the background. Don't forget to create a new layer before you start painting, because it's not ideal for you to paint directly on your picture. It doesn't make sense. It's unprofessional. So I now paint. I also have to paint over the background little. One of the things I was trying to achieve with that is that I want to have a feel of the spread of our clothes, the cloth color, so I can create a balance for my design, because you can't isolate a particular color. It doesn't make sense. A kind of major color to be isolated. The design, you can't do that because it doesn't make sense to be done that way. So I finished with that, so that I can also, another reason for that is that I was trying to beat against lack of contrast. You understand? Because if I should remove this one from the background, you see the background is competing with the text, which is not ideal. It's not good enough in design. So in design, you have to make sure that your contrast is good enough. You see, now it's easy to read and it's clear. There's difference between the background and the text, because the rule of contrast means that if the background is dark, the element on the background should be light. If the background is light, your element on it should be dark. That's the rule of contrast. So if you don't put those rules in place, then you are fighting something that could be very, very dangerous for you. Another thing is that I don't want to jam pack this area of the design. That's why I had to decide to bring my the time up here, because this part of the design is free. I feel that it's gonna be very nice to have this time here, right here at the top, so that to just free up space for us. So that's why we have this here. Understand? So how do we get it? Just go ahead and download this kind of effect, this paper effect, something like this. Reduce the size, then type your text on it. That's how to do that. Then you change the color to any color you like. That's how you do that. So another part of the design that I'll be very quick with is that I just wanted to separate between this particular text in these areas like this. I want to separate it from the major feature, because one of the things that we attract people to your program is when they see the feature of the program, they want to see what am I going to get in this program if I attend. They want to see what am I going to achieve, what am I going to enjoy in the program. That's why I try to emphasize this area, emphasize the feature, because we want to make sure that people are attracted to the program and they attend the program. Now, how do we achieve something like this? Now, what you do is that you get your rectangular tool, you draw it out on this space. I'll just show you guys, and I will now copy and paste this one back. You draw it out on this space. Also, in your own, because one thing about this my Photoshop is that it saves the last operation as default. You get it now? That's why when I drew it on here, it showed that yellow on it straight away. So when you finish that, also draw out the smaller one that I used to write feature here. Draw it out. Then when you finish drawing it out, you apply the color you want on it. So before you tilt all your everything up like this, I will advise that finish all the text at a very straight level. The reason for that is that when you are tilting up your the whole thing, it will be uniform. But if you don't do it together, number one, it will waste your time. Number two, you want to be careful to make sure that they follow the same slide flow. But if you don't do it together, one can go upper than the other one. That's why you need to make sure that you type everything out first. You type everything out first on your design, arrange them very well. Then when you now finish them, let's assume we already done this one. Now when you finish this one, you pass it down. How can you pass down elements down to on your layer. How can you pass that element down on your layer? Just press Ctrl and this bracket square on your keyboard. You take it down to wherever you want it to be. Just be pressing it down. Press Ctrl on your keyboard and press bracket, that bracket square that is close to, that is at the base of your backspace, that is down below your backspace on your keyboard. That's when you want to take it up, you press the forward one. When you want to take it down, you press the backward one to take it down. So that's what you do. So when you do that, just make sure you type everything down in your work, and ensure the size measurement, the size space, the size of your text. Ensure that they are well, they are balanced together. Because when you are typing when you are working on your text, you must be careful about the size of the text. Because if it's not well done like that, there will be a flaw in your design. So you guys, you want to make sure that you check it out and ensure you have a very good flow on your design. So that's it. So when you now finish that, what you just do is that you ensure that your spacing, everything goes well. So you pass it down so that you don't want anything to be on the artist or the guest speaker or anybody who are using your image in your design. And you also want to be careful of space. You don't want to overuse your space. You want to ensure that you manage your space well. So that's just how to do it basically, guys. After you now finish typing everything, you now select everything together. How do you select if you don't want to slide like this? Or how do you select on your Photoshop? Just press each element. When you press the first element, hold your shift on your keyboard, press the next element, still hold your shift until you finish picking up everything you want to pick on that page. Pick up everything completely, holding your shift down your keyboard to select numerous elements on your page. Just hold down your shift on your page, then keep on pressing them, clicking those elements you want to pick, click them together. When you finish them, now after you now finish all this, you now click on this place once, this indent here, click it once, or any of them, just click them once. Then right click on your keyboard, you will see skew. Right click on the screen, right click on the screen, then you see skew coming up. So when you press skew, it will help you to show your cursor like this arrow up and down. Then you just take it up or you take it down, anyhow you want to do it. So that's how you do it. So when you do everything together like that, you are sure that they are all uniform in their slide. You understand? That's the beauty of you doing that. So that's just it basically, guys. That's how to do something like this on Photoshop. That's how you design your flyer. It's very simple. I don't want to go into details of starting from beginning because of time, because of space for this video. But the fact is that let me do some recap, guys. Ensure that when you are bringing in your picture, don't just slap your picture on your work anyhow without you editing your picture. Now I told you, I said I had 3 vibrance the other time to bring out that effect, and I'm going to show you guys now. I've already made this one 2, the second one, and the third one. Here we have it, the same thing as this one. So when you are editing your pictures, you can just try out, as I showed you, try out these functions here. They have different functions they perform. Try them out and see how it will affect or how it impacts your design. It's very, very important. Don't worry. Don't forget that sometimes when you are doing this vibrance, you might not need it on your picture. You might not need the vibrance on your picture. That's why sometimes you might place your picture above the vibrance effect you have on your page. So guys, if you have any question about this video, please type it below in the comment section of this video, and I'm going to attend to it very well. And if there are other things you want me to do video on, other topics you feel I should help you with video to teach you about some topics about any area of design, just put it down below in the comment section. I'm going to attend to it very well. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to like and to comment below. Let me see what you think about designing flyers. Probably you've been having problems designing flyers and you think maybe I didn't touch it today. Just ask questions below in the comment section. I'm going to answer you. Please don't forget, guys, to subscribe on this channel. Thank you very much. I remain Michael, the show guy. Till we meet again next time. Bye.